Good morning, traders. Welcome to Elite Currency. This is a video on the euro dollar and pound dollar. I want to start with the pound dollar 4-hour chart this time because it is in a strong downtrend, big bearish momentum in fact, and a beautiful downtrend channel as you can see here with a very steep angle. So that looking very good for a continuation to the downside. We have ECS bearish fractals already for a while, as you can see here, red diamonds indicating the downtrend. So momentum full in play here. AO, look at that, fully below the zero line for a while now. And I think that we're looking at an hourly chart, looking at this, that could be a wave 4 of some degree. And we're looking, I think, at a continuation to the downside. Now, 127.50 is around quarter level, psychological level. That could be a spot where price makes a little bit of a consolidation, for instance. So if we get the break here, first of all, that's the most important thing, of course. 127.50 could be a level where price stops. But if it breaks below that, it could go to 127 and beyond. We'll take a look at the targets in just a second. First of all, though, we need the break of this support trend line and the break of this wave 4 pattern. Because if it doesn't break, good 1-hour candle or 4-hour candle below that trend line and this 127.90 level would be useful. All right, and then we got a breakout. If it doesn't, this could still end up as a bigger bear flag. And if it does bounce, price could make it maybe like this and extend the bear flag like that. We would put this trend line on the chart like that. And just to get a rough idea, we would expect price to stop anywhere around that zone, around here, to continue with that bear flag. If it does break above that, I don't think it's right away bullish. It is still bearish in my view. At the very minimum, we will put the fib from here to here, and we would expect to bounce at the 23.6 fib. If we put the fib a little bit more closer like this, then we would expect the price to bounce at the 38.2 fib. So whether it's 129, let's say 25-ish, or 128.90-ish, around that 129 area, there is still a strong resistance. So even if it bounces here, and even if it then breaks the bear flag, then still 129 is still an important resistance level for downside. All right, so I'm pretty much bearish on the pound dollar specifically as long as it stays below 129 and even 130, because that's a 50 fib in the long-term moving average. So as long as it stays below 130, I'm bearish, and I think that any potential pullback here is just, or any upside is a pullback within this downtrend. If it breaks above the 50 fib, then something else is going on, and then in that case, we're looking at a ABC correction like this, I think, in my view, and price might make ABC to the upside again. All right, but I don't think that's likely. Once again, I'm just laying it out here. I'm just trying to explain my thoughts already beforehand when these patterns were to occur. I don't think that this is very likely, though. I think maybe there's a 10% chance that this will, well, maybe not 10, but maybe 25% chance that this could occur. It's just a rough estimate, right? For the moment, I think more downside is likely. All right. So, and we should see a lower low and continue lower. Now, let's take a look at the daily chart quickly, because some of you might be watching tomorrow, and let's take a look at what could happen. So this could be an ABC, this could be an ABC, and up we go for an ABC. Now, as I said, that's probably not going to happen here, I think. If we put the fib from this high to this low, right, it might occur at the next target because we're already pushing through the minus 272 target. That's why I think a continuation lower to that minus 61.8 target is likely. That's around 127, 126.84, as you can see. So that could be a new bouncer break spot, right? If price bounces here, we might get that bullish ABC I just mentioned, right? That seems more likely. Or will price break through it? Honestly, I think it's 50-50. It really depends on the daily candles. Monitor the daily candles. How, what kind of patterns do we see at 127? Is there a bullish engulfing twins? Well, then upside is likely. Is there a bearish candle that closes strongly and pushes through the 126.80 level? Well, then a bearish breakout is more likely. I'm going to monitor the daily candlesticks, Japanese candlesticks, to assess that in more detail. For me, now it looks like 50-50 though, at that spot. Here, it looks like a bearish continuation is more likely. And specifically, hang on, let me get rid of this fib. Specifically, below the 129, I think, at the bear flag or the break here, I think there's a good chance of continuation. All right, regarding those targets, we use our own custom made expert tool here, Wiz, that uses Fibonacci sequence levels. And you can see around that 127 is the main target. All right, 127-ish, that's the kind of zone you want to think about. It's not a huge space, right? Price is already at 129, 127.90. So there's about 90 pips. But for intraday trading, it's fine enough. If it breaks below the 5th Wiz level, then there's a lot more space. And we can see price move down to about 125 perhaps, which is the 6th Wiz level. Of course, we got to be careful of that bottom at around 126, let's see, 126.80. But if it breaks that bottom at 126.80, then yes, we should see price move down to 125. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar now, finally. So that is looking a little bit different. I was more bullish on my previous video. That, in a way, materialized a little bit in the sense that price was unable to break this bottom, and there were huge buyers here, right, stepping in, pushing price up again at around 113.50. But equally strong sellers stepped in around 114, and that was a huge battle. Look at these candles, right? You're looking at a tight zone here of about 50 pips, and price is remaining stuck in between these 50 pip zones, going sideways with a lot of ups and downs here. Wick here, bullish candle here. There was a big struggle, I think, between bulls and bears in this zone. And, well, the winner, I'm not too sure. There was a bearish candle yesterday, so it is probably not as bullish as I expected it to be, right? Because if I definitely thought it would be a bounce here and a head and shoulders potential here, and that the price will make an upside and break out eventually. Now, I think that seemed likely to me at this point. Maybe now it's 50-50. What could happen, as long as it stays above this bottom, it could still be a wave 1, 2, like this, for those that like wave patterns, right? And up it goes for wave 3 of a bigger wave A. So that's still possible. As long as it stays above 113.34, that's still possible. So even if it were to move a little bit lower like that, but still bounce, then that could be, I think, the most likely scenario. If it breaks below this bottom with a daily candle close, then of course something else is going on, and in that case I'm expecting more downside, and we should expect, if we get a candle like that, to have a retracement and continuation lower. So for the moment I'm still leaning towards more bullishness. It's just that price action didn't confirm it as yet because it's still in the consolidation zone. I'm also not excluding the fact that price could make a little bit more downside first to retest the bottom more diligently, more strongly. But ultimately, if I get bullish candlestick patterns on a 4-hour, 1-hour, or daily chart here, or any combination of that, that could still indicate the potential upside here. If we get a daily candle breaking below 113.40, then 113.34, sorry, then of course that changes things. For the moment, though, the bigger picture quickly, ABC, and this looks like an ABC, so that's why I'm expecting an ABC to the upside above, using this support above this support level, basically. So leaning towards that upside, but if we get a bearish candle that breaks below it, then obviously that changes the dynamics and the patterns, and expecting more downside. All right, so that's about it. If we get a bullish candle, of course, pushing through this resistance zone, then yeah, that changes that. Also, of course, the perspective, well, it doesn't change it, it confirms it, I should say. Look for some flag here, maybe on the hourly chart, and we should see a continuation to the upside, in my view. That's what I'll be looking for trading it. All right, that's about it. More free analysis at elitecurrency.com. There you'll also find a lot of articles that we place, some news, and of course more information about our systems, how we trade it, what are our thoughts about the market in general, a lot of analysis and research basically, and of course free material. You can all find that at elitecurrency.com. We wish you all great trading. Talk to you soon. Cheers.